You've heard the horror stories. You're 40 miles from home, the battery gauge is dropping, every dashboard light you've never seen before suddenly comes alive, and there's not a single charger in sight. It's the nightmare scenario that stops millions of people from ever buying an electric vehicle. Range anxiety, the fear that your car will just die in the middle of nowhere, on the highway. But here's what you've never actually seen. What happens when you deliberately drive an EV to zero? Not by accident, on purpose, with a camera rolling. I did exactly that, and what I found out is going to completely change the way you think about electric vehicles. Because the reality? It's nothing like what you've been told. Before we get into it, you need some context. A few months ago, I published a video comparing a gas SUV and an electric SUV over 20,000 miles of real-world driving. The numbers shocked a lot of people, including me. That video hit 43,000 views, and the single most common question in the comments was some version of, "But what happens when the battery actually dies?" So I decided to find out. Here's how I set it up. I took a fully charged 2026 Chevy Blazer EV, the same one from the original comparison, and drove it on a real highway route with no plan to stop for charging. I documented every mile, every warning, every system change, every decision point you'd face if this happened to you in real life. No cherry-picked conditions, no closed track, just a highway, a dying battery, and a mechanic behind the wheel who knows exactly what's happening under that hood. What you're about to see is what the EV industry doesn't exactly advertise. Not because it's bad, but because most people have never actually been through it. At around 20% battery remaining, which on the Blazer EV translates to roughly 50 miles of estimated range, the car starts talking to you, quietly at first. A soft notification appears on the center screen. No alarm, no flashing lights, just a gentle nudge. Low battery. Consider charging soon. What's interesting here is what the car does to your range estimate. You've probably noticed that EV range numbers shift constantly. They go up when you brake, down when you accelerate hard, up on a downhill, down in cold weather. At 20%, the car becomes more conservative with that estimate, and it's not lying to you. It's accounting for the fact that the last 20% of a lithium-ion battery pack depletes faster than the first 80. This is basic battery chemistry. The voltage curve flattens and then drops sharply at the low end. So if you're at 20% and the screen says 48 miles of range, you need to know that 48 miles under easy conditions might actually be 35 miles at highway speed doing 75. This is the moment you need to make your first real decision. Do you push on or do you find a charger? On a real trip, this is your exit ramp, literally and figuratively. For this experiment, I kept driving. Hit that like button and subscribe for more honest automotive insights based on actual data. At 10% battery, the Blazer EV does something you can actually feel through the accelerator pedal. It starts throttling power output, not dramatically, you're not suddenly crawling, but you'll notice it if you try to accelerate hard. Floor it at 10% and you're not getting the same response you got at 80. The car is protecting itself, protecting the battery cells from drawing too much current when the voltage is low, because doing so causes permanent degradation. For a mechanic, that makes perfect sense. It's the same reason you don't crank a car with a nearly dead 12-volt battery over and over. You're stressing it at its weakest point. The EV management system knows this, and it starts smoothing your power curve accordingly. What does that feel like on the highway? You can still maintain highway speed. You can still merge, but you're no longer driving the same car you started the trip in. Your cabin climate system also gets a quiet demotion here. The car doesn't turn off your heating or air conditioning completely. That would be dangerous. But it reduces the power going to the HVAC compressor. On a hot day, you'll feel the cabin get slightly warmer. On a cold day, the heater output drops. The car's making a calculated trade. Keep you moving rather than keep you comfortable. At 5% battery, which on the Blazer EV's 85 kilowatt-hour pack is about 4.25 kilowatt-hours of usable energy remaining, the car enters what I'd call crawl mode. The power reduction becomes significant. On the highway, you can no longer maintain your cruising speed without working at it. The car will hold 55 to 60 miles per hour, but not 70. A new warning appears on screen, more urgent this time. Not a suggestion. A notification telling you to charge now with the nearest available charger shown on the map. On the highway I was driving, That charger was 11 miles away. The car calculated I had approximately 9 miles of range remaining at current consumption. That math is not comfortable. And I kept driving. Here's the moment. The gauge hits 0. The range estimate disappears entirely. The dashboard shows a single icon, a battery with an arrow pointing down, and the car keeps moving. This is the single most important thing you'll take away from this video. When an EV reads 0% battery, it does not immediately cut power and coast to a stop. The battery management system maintains enough current to the drive motors to keep the car moving at reduced speed, but moving. On a flat highway, I maintained approximately 35 miles per hour after the gauge read 0. On a slight downhill stretch, I hit 42. Why? Because stopping a 4,500-pound vehicle on a live highway lane without warning is catastrophically dangerous, and every major EV manufacturer knows this. The 0 reading is not the true floor of the battery. There is a calculated buffer, typically between 3 and 8% of total pack capacity depending on the manufacturer, that is reserved for exactly this scenario. From that point, the car enters a terminal power reduction curve. Every few hundred meters, it gives you a little less. The power steering stays fully operational. The brakes work normally, and regenerative braking is still active, which means every time you slow down, you're adding tiny amounts of energy back. The hazard lights come on automatically. The car's doing everything it can to keep you safe and visible. I rolled to a complete stop approximately 1.1 miles after the gauge read 0. On a highway shoulder, hazard lights flashing, completely safe. The car did not shut off. The infotainment stayed on. The phone charger and interior lights stayed active. The car simply could no longer drive. Hit that like button and subscribe for more honest automotive insights based on actual data. So now you know what it feels like. And here's what you actually do when you're in it. Your first call is to your roadside assistance provider. Every major EV manufacturer includes EV-specific roadside assistance. They don't send a gas truck. They send a flatbed, or in some cases a mobile charging unit that gives you enough juice to reach the nearest charger. On a major highway, you're typically looking at 30 to 60 minutes. Your second option, and this is the one most people overlook, is a level 1 portable charger. These plug into a standard 120-volt outlet. If you have one in your trunk and there's a rest stop or gas station within walking distance, you can get yourself 5 to 10 miles of range in about 30 minutes. It won't get you home, but it gets you to a real charger. The third thing you need to do, and do this now before you're ever in this situation, is download PlugShare and a better route planner on your phone and set them up for your specific vehicle. These apps know the real-world range behavior of your exact EV model. They account for elevation, temperature, and driving speed, and they route you to chargers with buffer built in. They're free. There's no excuse not to have them. Here's what I want you to walk away with. You just watched an EV drive past 0 battery on a live highway and come to a safe, controlled, undramatic stop on the shoulder. No explosion, no sudden cutoff, no loss of steering or brakes. A gradual, managed, well-communicated power reduction that gave you every possible chance to respond. Is range anxiety real? Yes. Is it reasonable? Less than you think. The fear comes from imagining your car behaving like a smartphone that dies mid-call. 1 second it's working, the next it's a black screen. That is not how electric vehicles work. The battery management systems in modern EVs are genuinely sophisticated, and the engineers who designed them thought hard about exactly this scenario. The thing that still matters, the thing you actually need to plan for, is the charging infrastructure gap. When I stopped on that shoulder, the nearest fast charger was 11 miles away. That's fixable with a tow, but it's a real problem on long trips and in rural areas where the network is still thin. That's the honest conversation the EV industry needs to keep having. But the car dying instantly and leaving you helpless on the highway, you just saw it with your own eyes. That's not what happens. If you want to see the full cost breakdown from my original 20,000-mile gas versus EV experiment, that video is linked right here. And if you've had your own range anxiety story, drop it in the comments below. I read every single one. Hit that like button and subscribe for more honest automotive insights based on actual data.